Good?
Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, welcome back to 3G Adventures. It's been a while since we've made a video. We've just been busy. We bought some more property. We've been clearing it, cleaning it up. We've just had a lot of work, a lot of things going on in life. And we needed a break after some comments from way back when. Anyway, didn't think we would come back on Bragg Road, of all places. We had no intention of doing any more Bragg Road, Ghost Road videos. But here recently, there's been a couple new posts online, a couple new YouTube videos about Bragg Road. And it's really kind of embarrassing being from here, or just a few miles down the road from here. These people act like they live here and know all about this area. And one of them we saw was a guy who said he was a pizza delivery guy, and he delivered pizza out to houses on Bragg Road. And he was so scared and this and that. And you know, he hated leaving town with all the neighborhoods and the lights. And I'm thinking, buddy, you're lying. You're not a pizza delivery guy. There's no way even Uber Eats wouldn't come out here. You're just not going to get it. You're DoorDash, none of that. There's no neighborhoods at Saratoga, or, you know, I guess you could call what they have a neighborhood. There might be 20 houses, 30 houses in an area you might call a neighborhood, but I promise you there's no pizza place other than at the gas station that sells that Hunt Brothers pizza. So you're not delivering pizza out here. And you know, you said the guy said he only made $20 on it, and I'm thinking you'd have to come from a lot bigger town, and it would cost you a whole lot more than 20 to get your pizza and pay for the delivery out here. So, and a few other things he said on the video, it just kind of rubbed me wrong, and I just wanted to point it out to people that watch my videos and then watch theirs. You know, I'm actually from here. I'm not a tourist. We're not just down here checking the road out going, hey, let's make a weekend trip down there and see what it's all about. We just live a few miles from Bragg Road. Second of all, there was another video out, and the guy kept talking about the bustling town of Saratoga. And you know, he's like, in his video, he had some of the folklore right with, you know, the legend of the trains derailing the bride on her honeymoon, whatever. He started telling the story right, and then he started talking about how the town of Bragg went under, but you know, the bustling town of Saratoga. I'm thinking, buddy, if you've ever been through Saratoga, there's nothing bustling about it. It's hanging on by a thread.
And we don't border Alabama.
And we do. And he said, he's like, down where Texas borders Alabama. I'm thinking, I'd like to see your map. There's a couple states between us and Alabama. So I'd like to see where we border that at. And then, back to the other guy real quick. That was it. He even said Bragg was, the other guy talking about pizza delivery, he's like, yeah, he delivers. I think he said something about delivering pizza between Bragg and Saratoga. And I'm thinking there is no such thing as Bragg anymore. Bragg went under back in the 30s, 40s, and there's nothing there, which I'm fixing to drive down to where Bragg Station used to be. And when I get there, I'll show everybody. There might be 5 houses within a 3-mile area over there where Bragg Station used to be. So there's no community of Bragg anymore. It doesn't exist. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, look guys, if you're gonna make videos about Bragg Road or whatever, you know, tell what you know, have fun, enjoy it, come down, have a good time. Drive down it. It's a neat place. It's beautiful, if nothing else. It's worth a weekend trip. But don't make stuff up. Don't lie to get views. Don't clickbait people about being a pizza delivery guy on Bragg Road either. You know, because there is no such thing. It just doesn't exist. To put things in perspective is I live closer to the town of Livingston than Bragg Road is, and I cannot get Uber Eats. I couldn't get an Uber out there if my car's or my truck's broke down. I'd have to depend on somebody else to take me. There's no such thing. That branch just fell on the road.
I see that. Oh, you can't see it on here.
We're so far out where I'm at, and this is even further. There is no way any pizza place in Beaumont, Livingston, and what's the name of that town down there we go through when we're going to the beach, down to Boulevard?
Winnie?
No, the one further up. It's another big town, but they've got car lots, they've got pizza places, they've got Pizza Hut, Domino's, huh?
Honey Island?
No, not Honey Island.
Honey Island's up here.
Anyway, it'll come to me in a minute and I'll spit it out. Even they won't deliver out here. They're further away from this place than Livingston. But anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is have fun, enjoy the road. It's beautiful. Just don't make stuff up to get views. I mean, tell the folklore, tell what you know. You know, enjoy the road. Come out looking for the lights if that's what you believe in, or if that's what you want to believe in, or that's what you just want to see. But any of you guys that have watched my previous videos, you know I don't believe in the lights. I don't believe in the folklore. I'm from here and I don't believe in the folklore. There might have been a train derailment. I couldn't ever find any history on it. You know, there's no record of some bride getting killed or lost or whatever and her husband looking for her. There's no record of any of that. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, but I'm just saying it's hard to believe when there's no record. It's not written history, it's just folklore. But what we have done in these previous videos, hold on, I gotta try to get over so this guy can come through. What we have talked about in our previous videos is there are a whole lot of other things to Bragg Road. You know,
That's that driveway to that house.
Yeah, that's that. We missed it the last time.
Yeah.
There's Indian burial mounds. We obviously don't have LiDAR. We've not contacted the Indian reservation. We've not, proven that. But what you look up for the Coshada Indian burial mounds and their known locations, and then you find these out here and they're built identical. They have the same cutout in the middle of them. That's pretty neat to come out here and look at.
That house is not there anymore.
Yeah, I think it is. It's over there. It's further. You can see it through there.
Okay.
If you believe in Bigfoot, there's a lot of things out here that could lead you to believe in him if you don't. But if you do believe in him, this would be a great place to come looking, because I'll tell you what, you're going to find more Bigfoot evidence than you ever will a Saratoga light. I promise you that. Now that being said, I've been down this road 1,000 times. We've come out at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and didn't go home till 4 in the morning. And then went home, got about 3-4 hours of sleep, and came right back out, doing some of our own investigations, some of our own paranormal, some of our own Bigfoot. And the one thing I've never seen out here on this road are deer. I've seen snakes, I think I've seen a bobcat, and I think I've seen a rabbit in about 1,000 trips out here. There's no wildlife. However, if you notice in these videos, when we are driving down Bragg Road, you'll see these little cutoffs. There's about 5 or 6 houses on this road. There's a lot of hunting clubs in this region in Texas. They don't really call them. We have deer leases or hunting leases, but they like to call them hunting clubs. and it's a place where multiple people. Basically it's where the mills own the land, and the timber mills, and then they lease them out to somebody, and they put 50, 60, 70 people on a 5 to 10,000 acre place to hunt, and they call it a hunting club. You have to have a membership to join them. A lot of these driveways cut off into those, and so where I'm going with that is there's a lot of hunting out here. However, everybody I know from the area, they're like, yeah, I don't see a lot of deer. We just don't shoot a lot of deer out here. Driving down this road, you just don't see a lot of deer.
There's a house.
Yep. You don't see the hogs. You don't see the things that you would think you would see after several trips. I see more on my own road going home at night. In the area we live, I'm about a mile from the main road, and when I turn off on that, I see more deer daily than I've ever seen here. So going back to the Bigfoot thing is, believe, don't believe. I'm not going to really say whether I do or don't, but I'm just going to say you'll find more evidence here leading to Bigfoot than you ever will the Saratoga Light. I think Tiffany would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't whisper. They got to hear you.
I'm right on top of it. They can hear me.
Oh. No, a lot has changed, though. I would recommend to anybody who is wanting to or has never been here, I would probably get out here sometime soon and start trying to look at Bragg Road or experience it, because it's been, what, a year and a half since we've been here?
Yeah, at least.
And I noticed there's a lot more clearing going on, and not where the mills are coming out and cutting down the timber trees. They're actually a lot of people are buying this property up, and we're starting to see a lot more houses being developed and a lot more land cleared. So I'm thinking that this thing is probably not going to be as well known or as beautiful or have that spooky atmosphere. Within a few years, I think it's probably not going to be the same road.
No.
I think there'll be sections of the road you could probably drive down for a half a mile, but I mean, if you're going to drive down a road and you're wanting a spook factor or see something scary, or you're not going to do it on a road that's fully developed with only a little half-mile section left of it that's wooded. You see that online all the time. They talk about these famous ghost roads on all the different towns and all the different states, and then they go drive them, and it's like you were on it for about 45 seconds. But yet there's town all the way around it. I'm not saying it can't happen. It just doesn't appeal to me. I would think a place like this is where you're going to find it, or where you're going to have fun with it. So to all you that have never been here, or has been a long time and you enjoyed it, I would recommend getting out here sometime soon before it does go away or gets overdeveloped. And there's a lot of this. So I'm trying to get up here to where a bunch of these new houses are being put in, or I guess I'd call them barn-dominiums. That seems to be the thing out here now. Everybody wants to come out here and build a metal building, turn it into a barn-dominium.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, guys, I want to apologize that it took us so long to come back and make another video. Just life kicked in, and we really had to take care of some things, and just wasn't really conducive to making videos wasn't conducive to what we needed to do in life at the time. So, and as you guys all know, one of my last videos, I kind of lost my temper a little bit with somebody that left some comments, and I just one of those people, I don't spring back from something like that real fast, real easy. I know I probably shouldn't have taken it personal. I mean, it is YouTube. It's, you know, people are going to say whatever they're going to say. You know, it's, I'm not saying, hey, you have to treat me with kid gloves. I mean, comment. Give me positive criticism. Give me criticism, even. Or compliment me on the videos we make. But at the end of the day, you don't have to be negative either. You don't have to attack someone's family. You don't have to go there. If you didn't like the video, or you don't like the content, or you don't believe in what I'm saying.
See, hunting club.
Yeah. If you don't like it, just don't comment, I guess. I mean, it's you're right, comment, but you know, keep in mind I do have a daughter that makes these videos with us, and she's only 12. So, you know, careful what you say. Call me anything you feel like calling me. Call my wife anything. She's a grown woman. She can handle it. But, you know, just remember there is a kid in the video as well. So when you are calling my kid names, it's kind of one of those, yeah, I'm going to lose my temper. You know, so anyway, I'm rambling on about that. I apologize, guys. We're gonna start making more videos here shortly. We're gonna try to do a little road trip out to Goliad and down to Corpus, and try to get on the aircraft carrier down there. Then we're gonna go up to I can't think of the name of the town now, where that old haunted asylum is. It's just north of Goliad up there.
Was that
about
Toya or Yorktown?
No, it's Toya.
Toya.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to go do some of that exploration, and you know, make videos while we're there. Kind of film the whole thing, and you know.
Oh.
Yeah. Something bounced up, hit the car, but. Anyway, we're gonna try to actually start going out further now instead of just hanging out local and doing this. Some friends of ours that I wouldn't necessarily say we're friends with them much anymore, but their life plans changed and they've moved on, and so they won't be with us anymore. I know they were in a lot of our videos there towards the end, and what?
Just so nice the way you say life changes.
Yeah.
Life plans change.
I'm trying to be nice.
That was funny.
You gotta be nice. See? I'm encouraging people to be nice. If you do have some criticism, do it nicely.
It's the nicest way you've ever heard it put when somebody becomes a felon.
Yeah.
And you don't want to associate with them no more.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're going to change up our plans a little bit on how we make videos from now on, and the content, you know, again, this goes back to the comments. We loved the comments. It helps guide us in a direction where you guys want us to go. But just sitting around talking over the last year and a half, we thought to ourselves, you know what? We hammered a lot of cemeteries. We put out a whole lot of content in cemeteries, and we might still do those. There are a bunch of cemeteries around the state of Texas we've wanted to for years go and see, so it would be really kind of a waste of time to go up there and not put out a video while we're there. And we have a lot more equipment now than we ever did back when we were making videos. But at the end of the day, we're gonna try to do some like just standard everyday family camping videos. You know, go to places that are not on the beaten path to go camping. We know a lot of those in Texas, and I'm not talking about state parks or, you know, national parks. There's a lot of places out there we've been and we want to go, and we're going to just start making little camp videos, and who knows, it might turn into a paranormal thing or a Bigfoot hunt. You know, we'll see where it goes. We'll just take it in the direction. We're going to do obviously some paranormal investigations in Corpus and Goliad, and but we're going to try to keep it within a couple 100-mile radius of where we're at too. We're not going to go out of state, and we're not going to go all the way up to the panhandle of Texas, and you know, we're just going to kind of, so if you guys are in East Texas anywhere and know of anywhere that's supposedly haunted, ghostly, Bigfooty, you know, let us know. We'll try to make a trip out there and do something, and we can make a video together. You know, it's helping each other out type deal. Like I said, we weren't going to come back on Bragg Road. We've kind of beat that horse to death, but after watching those last two videos that were put out a couple months ago, I had to. My wife and my daughter have been on me for a couple months to take them to Bragg Road, and I keep coming up with excuse after excuse as to why we shouldn't go back there. We don't need to. We're busy. We'll do it another day. And then finally, they kind of, both of them gave me ultimatums, and I didn't have a choice. I had to come out here, and then I'd planned the time to come out, and I thought, well, let's watch and see who's putting what out about Bragg Road, and that's when it popped up, and I was like, yeah, we're going. We're doing this. We're going to get out here and set it straight. But, and as you guys have seen in this video, I started filming about halfway down this road. And tell me who's going to be ordering pizza out here. I mean, I would like one right now. Why don't you call pizza in for us, and we'll meet them at the end of the road.
Okay. Might be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, what do we put in the delivery notes? Leave next to the tree with the purple paint on it. I mean, we got a lot of those.
Here's one of the new houses. They've had their driveway poured recently. And then back there, you can see they've got kind of a little
barn dominion back there.
And somebody came out here and dropped a container, put a gate in. I mean, that wasn't here the last time we were here. And there's just a lot of that going on down at this end of the road now. And the sad part about it was, or is this end of the road is where all the activity is. This is where the burial mounds are. This is where anything to do with Bigfoot usually takes place. This end has a feel, a vibe. You go to that end, that half of Bragg Road, and there's nothing spooky about it. The trees are more cleared out. It's more, you can see off in the woods for 1,000 yards through the trees. Whereas here it gets so thick and it's so overgrown, and it's just every experience we've ever had on Bragg Road has been at this end. And now this is the end where everybody's now coming in and trying to clear everything out and build. And by the way, just because I don't plan on making any more videos on Bragg Road, when you guys get to this sign right here that says "Y,"
roll your window down.
I gotta roll my window down.
There, now we can see what it says.
Okay, that used to actually be a sign.
With the footprint in the middle of it.
Yeah, and it actually used to give info about Bragg Road on it. But it's back behind that sign is where the cemetery is. I never would give that information out in the videos, but there's a little trail that takes you back there to it. You'll know the spot when you get there because nothing grows. It's just for lack of better terms, it's a dead spot. You'll know it. And you guys, if you've seen my videos, I think we've filmed back there before.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it'll take you there. But that might be worth a trip down here for you guys that have never been out there to it. And I don't know if anybody's ever really wanted me to tell them. I just never would. But yeah. And the funniest thing about that is Tiffany's mom came down a couple years ago from the Fort Worth area. And she's supposedly in tune with, I don't know, what would you call it?
like a sixth sense.
Sixth sense. She's supposed to be able to communicate with the dead, or just knows about places where bad things happen.
Empath, maybe, I think they call it. I don't know.
So she had never been to Bragg Road, and she wants to see a Bigfoot so bad. And I told her, if you're ever going to see one, this would be your best chance. So we drove out here one day, and it was daylight. It was evening time, about like this. And we're about 2.5 hours from sundown. And we didn't tell her mom anything about the graveyard. We have never told her. Never brought it up. And I certainly didn't tell her, you know, hey, any of this bad stuff happened. But I knew exactly where we were on this road. And probably about 100 yards before we got to that sign, her mom almost cried, or did cry. Was she crying?
I don't remember.
I think she was crying. I think she broke out crying. But anyway, she started getting real sad. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And she said, I can hear Spanish. I hear Spanish. And I'm like...
And she speaks Spanish.
And she speaks Spanish. So I looked at Tiffany with big eyes like, you getting this, baby? You hearing what your mom's saying? Because, you know, if it would have been anywhere else on any other road, I'd have laughed. I'm not really laughed at her, but I mean, inside I'd have been like, crazy. But knowing what I know about that area, that cemetery, and her not knowing, and it's not just posted out there on any other videos, other than a few people comment here and there that some Mexican laborers or Spanish conquistadors were killed out here. That would be all you could find. But you wouldn't know an area, you wouldn't know a spot. But anyway, she started getting real in tune with that and almost uncontrollable. And I stopped and I was like, okay, would you like to get out of the car and walk back here? I think you're going to want to see this. And she's like, well, what's back there? I said, I don't really want to tell you. It's kind of one of those, just trust me and follow me. And it's a real easy path to get back there. I mean, Tiffany's mom and dad are older. They're in their middle 60s. So, you know, I'm not just going to start marching some middle 60s through some treacherous trails through the woods. You know, this is real easy to get to. Really easy. Her mom and dad made it back there just fine, and her dad has ankle issues. So anyway, she gets back there, she breaks out crying. She's hearing these voices talk to her. She's kind of telling us what they're telling her, and she's talking back to them. And she said, what is this spot? And actually, before she asked me what was the spot, she said, they're buried right here. And I was like, yes, ma'am. That's exactly right. They are buried. They used to actually keep wooden. I guess over the years, you know, the crosses have all deteriorated and fallen down, and people have gone out and built new crosses and put out there to kind of keep the location marked. That hasn't happened. There's no more crosses. There's no remnants of crosses anymore. But I'm like, yes, ma'am, you're right. They're buried here. And she said it was the laborers. And I'm like, yes, that's who this is. So you tell me, you don't have to believe me. I'm just telling my story. I'm just telling you what I know, and that made a believer out of me, because this woman had no clue there was a graveyard back here. She had no clue. Even if she did have a clue, she wouldn't have a clue where the spot was. And this lady picked up on it just like that and told me where we were at. And it's like, yeah, wow. And I know y'all are all thinking, well, Tiffany probably texted her or called her. And even Tiffany wanted to see if she could really do this stuff. And let me tell you, I don't think my wife would have told her that. I think my wife left that one quiet just to see where this would go. And lo and behold, she picked right up on it. She found it. So
I didn't tell her nothing.
Well, I know you didn't. I'm standing up for you. I'm saying you didn't.
I know, I'm just saying I didn't. These stupid bugs.
I know you want to roll the window down so bad, but
they're bouncing off of the window.
Yeah, I know. What my wife is talking about is we have the windows up.
Oh, did you see one go by? Oh, there he is.
We have our windows up right now because, yes, it is still hot in Texas. All you Texans know that, but especially all you Texans.
87 today.
Yeah, it's only 87. That's actually pretty cool for this area. That's probably a good at least 10 to 15 degrees hotter than normal, but we're not riding around with our windows up because it's just extremely hot. It's these bugs. There's these flies out here that literally are the size of my thumb.
They're huge.
They are massive. I'm hoping one will land so I can actually put my thumb next to it and show you. When it does, it's like, wow, it's really the size of my thumb. And they get in the car. They don't really bother you. They won't really land on you. They just keep buzzing your face, and they'll bounce off your face, and then they'll bounce off the window from the inside, and all you can hear is and it's like, it's annoying. So until the sun goes down, we have to kind of keep the windows up or we'll be inundated with them.
And I don't want them stuck in my hair.
No. I don't know what kind of flies they. I don't even know that they're really a fly, but they're certainly not a horse fly. Horse flies are big, but these are not horse flies.
I wonder if those are the ones that Linda calls the black soldier flies, because she said they're massive.
Well, they might be. I don't know. Maybe the viewers can find out or say in the comments below what it is. Is it a?
Oh no, there's one with the boot print on it.
Yeah. What are flies that are that big? What did Linda call them? Black soldier flies?
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of them, so I don't know. We'll have to look it up ourselves, see. I'd be curious to find out.
I don't like them.
Catch one in a jar.
They're the kind that like to tangle up in your hair. That's the kind they are.
That'd be a bad trick to play on somebody, though, if you had somebody you didn't like. Catch about 5 of these and turn them loose in their house.
Oh, that'd be so mean.
Oh, it would be horrible. Your dogs would be yelping and running. Your kids would all be hiding. It would be a bad day, for sure.
Oh, there's the trees.
Yeah.
They're falling into the road. Let's see if we can see them going over us. Kind of sketchy.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to hang out long under those.
Yep.
But that's just a typical Southeast Texas thing. These trees fall and they always hang over the road. It's Russian roulette on who's going to get it from driving under it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that day we came home and that big old oak tree had fallen over and its top end was so big. It didn't hang up in another tree. It fell completely across the road. But the top end was so big that when the tree fell over, it left just enough for my truck to drive under it. And Tiffany and the kid were screaming, going, "Don't do it, don't do it." I'm like, well, I don't have a chainsaw in the truck. I can't get out and cut it up.
Oh, back when we lived off of 10.
Yeah, and I'm not going to walk home to get, there went a snake. I'm not going to walk home to grab a chainsaw to come back to cut the tree out. I figured, you know, there'll be plenty of people out here shortly that's got one in the truck. They'll deal with this. So, but anyway, that was funny. That was that. But that's typical down here. I mean, these trees, it stays wet so often, and most of our trees have real shallow roots. So any real storms or a lot of rain comes through and trees just start to like I said, it's just roulette. When are you going to get a tree on top of your car?
I don't want one.
Matter of fact, I wouldn't really call it a subdivision that we live in. It's very remote, very rural, very few people in it. But it's funny because, well, it's not funny. It's actually kind of disheartening to think it could happen to you, and these people paid money for their cars to have a tree across them. But every other house that you do pass, because like I said, there's very few houses, but every other house, they still have a tree across them, and some of them have been there for 5 years, and then some are newer, it's just like, I don't know why nobody pulls the tree off the car. I guess the insurance has already sit there, adjust your alley. I mean, I guess it's a trophy, like look, this is why you want to clear your trees back away from your place, so this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here for now. I'll probably come back shortly. I'm gonna go across the highway over to the railroad tracks where the town of Bragg. Actually, just keep recording. We're right here. We're gonna go across over here to where Bragg was to show, just my little pettiness, to show, look, there is no thriving community of Bragg. This technically is where Bragg was. I mean, it's actually across the highway by the railroad tracks, but if it were a thriving town of Bragg, you would already see stuff here. There's nothing. I'm trying to get you there.
No, you're fine.
Luckily, you can edit out these parts. Here it is. This is where the town of Bragg used to be. Obviously, there is no more town.
No, this is all just evidently where people like to come hang out now.
You say, well, drive across the tracks. Well, I could, but there's really no need to. There's nothing back there. Anybody can buy that old map, Google Maps can pull it up and see that there is nothing on the other side of these tracks. The road goes down there probably 1,000 yards, and then it curves real hard to the right, and
that's it.
You got to go down about 4 miles before you hit the first house. So really, there's just nothing there. It's not worth going over there, and nothing has ever been reported over there to go see. So it's
no, and everything we were able to find says Bragg Station was in those trees. Somewhere.
Yeah, everything we've ever seen, it was between what that highway is and the tracks right here.
Yeah.
Of course, that highway wasn't here back when town of Bragg was.
No, but that's where the train tracks were. And Bragg Station was somewhere.
Yeah, because this was the spur. This road right here that cuts straight across the highway over to the other part of Bragg was the actual spur. So
not into huge spiders and poisonous snakes, so venturing off in there to try and locate remains is not on my agenda.
Want to mention how people are getting the San Antonio place confused too?
Oh yeah, my daughter just brought up a really good point. we were watching another, was it a video you were watching?
I was just looking on
She was
websites.
reading.
Oh, you know, everybody knows about the San Antonio Railroad tracks where the bus supposedly got hit by the train, and if you put your car in neutral, the ghost kids put baby powder all over the back of your car or your truck. The ghost kids will push you over the tracks. Well, apparently now that's come to this. Now everybody's down here saying, oh yeah, on Bragg Road you put your car in neutral and they'll, you know, put baby powder there, and the ghost kids will push you over the tracks. And I'm thinking that's, I don't know if anybody that's ever tried it. I can't say it's not true, but I mean, really, I don't know. I think people are starting to try to, nobody's finding the ghost light. That's the thing. Only the YouTubers are finding the ghost light. Nobody else is finding it. Just the people that come down here. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say about that. But it's just funny because I guess because nobody is finding the ghost light, they're starting to believe it doesn't exist, because I don't believe it exists either, but they're just trying to make up things to keep people coming to this road, and that's going to be the new thing down here. Everybody's going to be stockpiling baby powder and coming down, and you know, I just got to say, at least in San Antonio, you're only like a mile. We've done that. We've actually gone to San Antonio just to do that. And you're only about a mile from a car wash, so it's okay. You can get, you know, you only got to go a mile with that baby powder. If you do that down here on Bragg Road, you're probably an hour and 20 minutes from a car wash. I don't think these
Unless
people...
you got a buddy who lives out here somewhere.
Yeah, unless you know somebody that lives out here. But I don't think anybody else is going to take too kind for you pulling up in their yard and using their water hose. So just keep that in mind. You're a long way from a car wash before you can go wash that baby powder off. And if you hadn't washed your car in a while, and you put that baby powder on there, all that road grime, it's going to stick. And by the time you get to the car wash, it's going to be embedded into whatever's already on your car. So, but anyway, I'm going to get off here till it gets dark. We still got about 2 hours before dark. And when it does, we'll bring the video back up. We'll see what we find tonight. And I don't know, Tiff, what are we looking for tonight? Anything that happens?
Whatever we find.
Whatever we find.
It's just an adventure.
It's just an adventure. All right, guys. We'll see you after a while.